Nick here with Reptile Habitats with an exciting video for you guys today. I have the highly anticipated 6x3x3 here with us today. This thing is so massive it comes in 2 boxes. That's right, 2 boxes. So when you order the 6x3, you will get a box that has the R on it, indicating the right-hand side, and an L on it as well, indicating the left-hand side. So let's open these boxes and dig in. Join me. First things first, we need to unbox everything. It's now time to pull each piece out of the boxes and lay them out onto a clean, flat surface. This makes sure everything is here, ready to go, and accessible for the build. You will need something to cut with. Razor blade works great. We'll start off by cutting the 2 yellow safety straps around the box, moving to the tape in the front and the rear of the box as well. Last but not least, you want to make sure that you cut in between the upper and lower bumper around all 4 corners, just like this. And with everything cut, you can peel the box open just like that. Now, remember, there's 2 boxes, so do it one more time. Let's move on. Great, now we have everything out on the table. We can now familiarize ourselves with what we will be building with today. Starting on my right, your left, we have our 2 substrate panels. We have our 2 jointed bars for the front, 2 tracked bars for the sliding glass doors, our front support column, our substrate support column, our 2 baggies of hardware, one with the handles and one with the Allen key and Allen bolts, our logo bar here that will be in the center, 2 of our cable ports for cable management, our rear support column, our 2 rear vertical bars. Moving on to our 2 rear panels. We then have 2 substrate panels on top of the 2 side panels with the pre-cut holes for cable management, 2 pieces of glass for the sliding glass doors, and last but not least, 2 screen tops. Wow, this is gonna be one heck of a build. Let's move on to the next step. Great, moving right along into the next step. It is now time to remove all of the protective coverings. So we will have protective coverings on both back panels, both side panels, both of the substrate panels, and the base panels front and back. Now, this can take a couple minutes. Let me save you some time. Toby. Moving on. All right, moving right along into the next step. It is now time to actually construct this thing. Now, I won't lie, this next step will be the most in-depth step of our entire build, and then it's just a snowballs down the hill from there. So there's a few things out on the table that we have. We have both of our base panels, we have our front support column, substrate support column, our logo bar, baggie of hardware. We have both of the substrate panels, we have both of the dual tracks for the sliding glass doors, and both of the jointed bars. So first and foremost, I'm gonna come up around to the front here, and we are going to attach the front piece first. Now, you will notice that here on the front we'll have 4 holes. We have the 2 holes, 2 holes. The rear will only have 2 holes as well. We are going to start with the substrate support column. Now, this can actually only go in one way. If you have it like this, oriented correctly, no problem. You cannot install it upside down or backwards. So, we are going to grab 2 of the silver bolts first and foremost. Pour this all out here on the table just like that. Grabbing 2 of our silver bolts here. We're going to orientate this straight down, making sure it's the correct direction. Just like that. Grab one of our silver bolts here, coming up from the bottom. Taking our time. Nice and easy. Don't need to rush. All right. It's not fully secure. We have it a little bit loose just so we can move it around if we need to. There we go. All right, our substrate support column is in. Come on. There we go. Great. Now, we can grab both of our substrate panels here and drop them right down the track into their home right up front. Just like that. Grab this one. Put this right here. Finding its home all the way down. Great. Now we need to create our logo bar. So there's gonna be a few things on the logo bar here that we need. We will have the 2 jointed bars and the 2 tracked bars. Now the tracked bars, one end will have 2 notches cut out right here. The other end has a single notch cut out. So you can only install these one way. We're gonna start up front, grabbing a silver bolt, grabbing our dual track bar here. Now you can see on the joint bar, this can only fit one way, just like that. So we'll put it down this way, drop our bolt. It's one of the black bolts on the side here. Get that started. Grab our Allen tool. All right, half of our logo bar is constructed. We'll do the same thing for the other side here. Grabbing our jointed bar and our 2-track bar that has the 2 notches cut out that will fit perfectly. Remember, you can only do this one way. Grabbing one of the long black bolts here for this, dropping it down the side. Grabbing our Allen tool. Just like that. Great! Both sides of the logo bar are constructed. Now it's time to connect them with the logo bar center piece here. And this will sit right on top like that. So we're going to grab our left logo bar with it oriented correctly. It'll fit right in there, slides no problem. We'll do the same thing on the other side, creating a very long 6-foot logo bar. Come on, baby. Get in there. There we go. With it constructed, we can now bring the first frame on top of the logo bars. Just like that. All the way down. Grabbing 2 of our silver bolts, coming to the outside corners, and securing our front vertical bars. Let's put this one right here. Might help if you go the correct way. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Okay. Oh, let's make sure that this gets on the right spot, just like that. Get in there. Perfect. Seated in its corner right here. Come up underneath. There we go, nice and secure. All right, in your baggie of hardware, you're gonna find 2 of these very small screws, just like that right there. They're gonna go in these small holes right here to connect the dual track bars to the logo bar. So there's gonna be a small one right there, and a small one right there. Be very gentle, they can jump out. Just be patient. All right, we'll get that one in a second. Now we have the Phillips screw here. Grab this, take your time here. This is an important step. You want to make sure that both of these screws go all the way down to the bottom so they do not interfere with the glass doors. All the way down. A little more. Perfect. Now we'll do the other side here. This part can take a couple minutes. Be patient with it. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. There we go. Like I said, this will be the most in-depth portion of the entire build, is building the front logo bar and substrate support column. After that, it's pretty simple. One more turn. Boom, all the way down. All right, very last thing to do on this step is installing the front support column right behind the substrate support column. Now this can kind of be a little tricky. Take your time. You'll need 2 of the black bolts here, along with your Allen key. We're gonna come down and underneath, put this back here. We'll pull 1 bolt up, just like that. Find the hole in the back. Ooh, nice and easy. Take your time. There's 1. There's 2. Let's secure these final bolts and move on to the next step. Grabbing our Allen tool here. There's 1 secure. And our second secure. Perfect. Now, just like that, with no effort at all, our substrate panel and front vertical bars are all installed. Let's move right along to the next step. Great job. Great job moving right along into the next step. This will be much easier than the last one, I promise. With us here on the table, we have our 2 rear vertical bars and our rear support column. Now the rear support column has 2 notches on either side, so therefore it can be placed either direction. So we have 2 of our silver bolts here, 2 of our silver bolts right here, and our Allen key. We're gonna line this up just right. It'll come down. We're gonna slide the back off the table just so we can access the holes underneath for the bolts. Grabbing our bolt, coming up the first side here. Take your time. Boom, there's 1. Now the second, coming up through the other side here. There we go. There we go. I can feel it getting secure. There we go, and double check this one last time. Great, center's done. Let's move on to the side rear support bars. Now, I have 2 of our silver bolts here. Just like our other models, you will set this right here. It will find its balance. It can find its balance. See, just like that. Grab our bolt, come up from the bottom. Grab it if you need to make sure it don't go nowhere. There we go. Nice and secure. 1 more. Roll on over to the other side. Grab this. We'll put this right here. It'll find its spot. Just like that. Grabbing our bolt, coming up from underneath. You can grab it to make sure it don't go nowhere. Aha! Plan starting to come together. Look at that. We now have all of our vertical bars installed from top to bottom, from front to back. Let's move on. Outstanding. This thing's starting to get taller than I am. We're moving right along into the next step. It is now time to install our side and rear panels. Now, the side panels will have the pre-cut holes here for cable management. My personal preference is having them to the upper and rear of the Habitat. That's just me. Very easy to install here. You may need a little extra room, but you're just gonna find both of the grooves, bring it on down all the way till it finds its home at the bottom, just like that. There's 1. Let's do the other side panel. Now, like I said, I like having the hole to the rear and upper of the Habitat. That's just personal preference. Come on. There we go. Oh, no. All the way down. Ta-da! Make sure it finds its home in the bottom. It's nice and flush. There we go, just like that. Now, the rear panels. We got 2 of them. Start on this side here. Might have a little bit of a disappearing act here in just a moment. There's 1. And here's 2. Now you see me. Now you don't. Ta-da! All the way down to the bottom, finding its home just like that. Great job. Let's move on to the next step. Heck, we're moving right along. Now it's time to install our cable management ports. Now, there's a few things I want to show you about these. Let's take a little bit of a closer look. Before we continue this build, I wanted to take a moment and show you these 2 pieces I have right here. These are your cable ports. These 2 ports will be installed on both side panels, allowing you to run cables and access the power for inside of the enclosure. We're going to take this and we're going to turn it to the right to open it. You will see all of the holes exposed. Then you can pull this out just like that. We're going to take our power cord, insert it through, and seat it into one of the grooves at the bottom. Put it in the middle. I like the middle. Just like that. We'll place this on top with it seated and turn to lock it into place. Just like that. No problem. Now, be mindful, if you do have this open all the way to the right, it does have the ability to pop off really easy. So sometimes you just need to make sure that you do close it after using it because you don't want for any of your pets to escape. Make sure it's secure. All right, we're gonna take a quick look at the hardware that actually gets installed for the sliding glass doors on the front. What we have is our 2 screws, we have 2 plastic washers, 1 gasket, and then the handle. The way this works is we will put in the screw into the washer. There will be the glass in between right here. Then you will have your gasket attached to your handle. And then you will screw all that together as one assembly. As you do so, you want to make sure not to use a drill. You want to use a hand tool for this. You can over tighten the screws and shatter your glass, and that's not good. We don't want that. So use a hand tool and make sure that you do not over tighten or over torque the screws. Great, easy installation. We are going to take our thick threaded side here and we are going to install it from the outside of the habitat. Sorry, you may not be able to see me, but then we have our O-ring here coming on the inside of the habitat, securing in our cable management port. Now, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Remember, it is the thick threaded side that gets inserted from the outside of the habitat. Taking our threads, putting them through the hole here, grabbing our O-ring, bringing it on top, securing that cable management port. Perfect, and just like that, our cable management's installed. Time to move on to the next step. We're moving right along, and it is now time to install our screen tops. Now, you will have 2 of the screen tops. They will have a sticker that indicates this is either the front right or front left. Once you have those indicated, we can then just toss the screen tops on quite easily, actually, just like all the rest of our habitats. Just gonna find all 4 corners and make sure we line it up just right. We'll bring it on down, just like that. Start finding each corner and each home. Here's there. There's one. Now the front will hang off just a little bit, which is perfectly fine. We want that. There's 2. Well, let's get this last one in right here. There we go. Let's get the other screen top on, indicating that this is the front left here. Bring that on up. And just like the base panels, the screen tops will also have the 4 holes up front for the front of the habitat. Take our time, nice and easy. There's 1. Let's pull you up a little bit. Just about. There's 2. there's 3. All right, with our baggie of hardware and our black and silver bolts, we can finish this whole thing. So we're gonna have silver bolts go all the way around in each corner. So 1, we'll have another one up here, that's 2. We'll have 2 back here in the center. 3, 4 silver bolts here in the corner, makes 5. Last but not least, number 6 in the front right corner. Then, for your last 2 black screws, you will insert these up top right there. There's 1, there's 2. Perfect. Then, taking our Allen key all the way around and securing the entire screen top. 1 screw. Here's number 2. Sorry you can't see me, this thing does stand 3 feet tall. I'm all the way back here. You can see my hand. This is the 3rd bolt. Number 4. Two more, and then our last 2 black bolts in the front center. There we go. Sitting perfectly in the joint, getting this last corner before we get the 2 center pieces in. Let's finish up the 2 center pieces. We have the 2 black bolts up here. Make sure they line up just right. There we go. There's 1. One there. We'll get this last one put in. There we go. Drive it all the way home. And just like that, our screen top is now installed. Let's move on to the glass sliding doors. We're just about done. We're just about done with this bad boy. Now it is time to install our handles to the sliding doors. Now, there's a few things I have up here. I have the metal handle itself, the rubber gasket, 2 of the plastic washers, and 2 of the metal bolts. So this is really easy. We're gonna take the 2 plastic washers and just push them straight down through the holes. Just like that. We're gonna do the same thing with the bolts. Take the bolts, push them straight down through the holes, boom, boom. Outstanding. Now, grabbing the metal handle along with the rubber gasket here, we can line up the holes, bring it underneath, start 1, start the 2nd, and finish it off with the Allen tool. Now, you wanna make sure that you are using the Allen tool in the packaging. If you use a power tool right now, you could risk breaking the glass, and that's a bad day. But we wanna make sure that these are nice and snug and hand tight. All the way down. That one's good. And a little bit more over here. Perfect. Now our handle's installed. Do that to the next door. We'll move on. And just like that, we are ready to install our sliding doors. Now this is really easy to do. I like to start on the right-hand side. And for the first door, you want to make sure that you find the rear track. So we will grab our glass here, being very gentle. It is heavy. We're gonna find the rear track first. Find its home. Make sure it fits all the way back. And then make sure you can open it and slide her smoothly all the way across. Outstanding. Let's do the other one. Now, for this one, we have to find the front track. There we go. Grab our glass. Find that front home. All the way over. Just like that. Now our glass is installed. This is a great time to go ahead and pull off all of the stickers because we have this thing fully built and we no longer need to be told which way is up or front. Make sure you remove all of these. Perfect. One last thing to show you. The last thing I want to show you is our pin lock. Now I have it zoomed in nice and tight here so you can see how this works. It goes in between the two pieces of glass, comes down, sits just like that, and locks and secures your door. And just like that, our brand new 6x3 is absolutely put together and built. Good Lord, is she a giant. What a magnificent unit. Now, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or recommendations regarding this habitat or any of our other models, make sure to reach out to our customer service team over at dubia.com, or you can email them directly at orders@dubiaroaches.com. My name's Nick. Till our next video.